As you know, Bezala is fully customizable to your needs. And if you want to customize it, one place that you need to go and have a look at is the company settings view. So what you need to go do is navigate to Bezala's web app, and then once you've logged in, go to the upper left corner and click the company settings from here. Once you get to the company settings, you need to fill in a few details about your company. So we'll start with that. We'll start with filling in the name and the business ID here. The business ID is used for the integrations and many other things, such as billing. Then you also need to fill in this field called your bookkeeper's email. So what we do there is that whenever we send a batch to your accounting, we'll inform this email that a new batch has been sent to your accounting. So you can add one or many emails here just by putting them in with a semicolon in between them, like that, and then writing the next email. So those were the basic settings. Then we have the onboarding settings here, which are used when new users sign in. So the first one here is what company language we by default use. And you can set it to either English, Finnish, or Swedish, or any other language that we have available. Then we have the default approver. Now this is a very useful field that we recommend everyone to use. So what this field does is that if you, for example, add a new user and you forget to add an approver to that user, we'll like use this default approver as a sort of plan B. So go ahead and add the default approver here, whomever you want. For example, yourself, if you want yourself to approve the receipts of any new users who don't have any approvers behind them. Then we have some more authentication settings here. You can, for example, get your company's self-sign-up link. If you want to post a link to your website, for example, you can get that from here, or you can edit other login authentication methods, such as the Okta settings there. In the middle, we have the preferences. Well, first of all, the first checkbox is regarding nonprofit companies. So if you are a nonprofit company, click here, and we will hide the VAT dropdown from all forms in Bezala. The second forms is related to credit card receipts. And what this checkbox does is that we'll send reminders of missing credit card receipts to your users on a weekly basis. This feature does need activation, so please contact our support if you haven't activated that feature yet. Then we also have some settings for the mileage form and the per diem form, so just basic checkboxes to show them or to hide them. So if you don't want to use Bezala to insert your mileages or per diems, just go ahead and uncheck those checkboxes. Then on the right-hand side, we have some reimbursement and schedule settings. So for the reimbursement settings, what we need is your company IBAN, the IBAN from which you will be paying or reimbursing your employees for their expenses. That's the first field. Then the second field is what account we'll use for reimbursement. So this drop-down here just shows all of your asset accounts that you have in Bezala. And the one that you select here will be the one for which, or when there's transactions that have that account behind it, we will reimburse them or create payments for them. Then we have the schedule settings. So how often you want your approved transactions to be sent to accounting. And in this dropdown, you can set it to weekly, daily, last day of the month, or manually. And if you have it weekly, you can also set which weekdays. For example, Tuesdays and Thursdays tend to be a common combination amongst our clients. And we'll send approved transactions on Tuesdays and Thursdays if you set it like this. Then we also have here the checkbox called Send Receipts Paid with Company Assets Separately. Now, this means that we'll create one voucher for receipt paid with your company assets. So, for example, with a company credit card. What the benefit of this is that we can set the date of the actual receipt to the actual date that it happened, as opposed to if we group them into one voucher, then that voucher will obviously just have one date. So this setting can be useful if you want your costs to go to the actual month. But keep in mind that we will create a lot more vouchers by having that setting clicked. The next setting is one for Finnish companies in Finland. And that's regarding the incomes register that we have. So if you have that checkbox clicked, we will automatically report to the incomes register all mileages and per diems and rewards. Below that, we have the software-specific authentication details. If the status here is okay, then you don't have to do anything. But if it has an error, then you need to have a look at what the error is and figure that out. We will obviously help you. Our support is always available to help you with these settings or any other questions, so don't be afraid to be in contact with us. That was the company settings. Thank you for watching.